So we cut back to the scene you saw in the magic mirror, the mirror of the past. Yeah, that's what those things are called. Um, we see Mimi staring up into the air as Arkin Nekore begins to float off. Before this moment, he had just been kind of whooshing this white and black swirling energy into Hellgate Keep, kind of collapsing it in on itself. She's staring up at him, and she kind of reaches out with her mind, and you can hear it for some reason. Even though sound isn't always present in either these stories that you're told or what the mirror provides to you, however this information gets to you later on. She says, "Oh, stop. Arkin, you're the only one that's left now. You can help us and me." And he looks back and he shakes his head. There's this cold look in his eyes, and there are dark circles that form around, kind of around them. He looks like he hasn't slept in years. He says, "Just remember, a forest grows back stronger after it's been burned to the ground." And he, ascends higher into the sky until this black portal, like a pitch black, inky well, opens up in the sky, and he's gone. We cut to Einar, who is stalking a large elk in a dark forest. There's snow lightly drifting to the ground, and we're close to an area that you'll probably be more familiar with in the future, known as High Melt Lake. It's actually north of the Anorak Desert, where the Netherell had their kingdom. And he's young. He has no bone wings, no shining helmet that Maeve now wears. Just a stick, a long, sturdy stick with a knife lashed to the end. It's not the weapon that he would be known for, but he, someday would go to the West to become, a trusted mercenary, and later on someone that disappeared. He is stalking this elk along the shore, watching these long ships of his tribe sway in the water around the mountains that reach north, and he just, almost like a snap, his muscles contract and he bolts off towards this elk. He leaps towards it, screaming at the top of his lungs, and the elk just runs off. He is panting and frustrated, and he starts to hear crackling of branches behind him. A woman appears behind him wearing finely made chainmail, and she is holding a lantern that seems to shine a light that has no fire inside. She says, "You're really not used to things being faster than you, huh?" He grunts and kind of starts to head off towards a small village. He says, "This land is very well protected by my people. We often kill intruders on sight. You best be careful." She looks at him kind of confused, a little bit sad, and she says, I guess she was wrong." And he replies, "Who was?" "The old woman," said this woman, who introduces herself as Hames. "I'm Hames. I'm supposed to find you." And we cut back to the scene that is happening before us. Hames is mirroring what she said in that time, staring into Maeve's eyes. She says, "I'm Hames. Now go on, don't stare at me, help them." We hear the sounds. You outside, you still hear the beasts that you've unleashed, scaring horses and storming off. But right now, it's time to fight. Does anyone have any questions before I have you roll initiative?
Do we hear anyone saying, "Oh shit, a dragon"?
Yeah. Definitely, oh shit, a dragon. Quite a lot happening outside. Much better cold open than I normally do, right? Jeez.